The food hurting your heart after 60 may be sitting in your kitchen with a big healthy label on it. And the worst part is this: you may be eating it on purpose because you think it's helping you. If you want to stay healthy and independent as you age, hit that subscribe button right now. We share science-backed health tips like this every single day. For years, the same pattern has shown up again and again. People try hard to eat better, switch to foods labeled low-fat, whole grain, plant-based, or heart-smart, and their blood pressure still climbs, their belly still swells, and their cholesterol numbers barely move. Why does that happen? Because the label is talking to your eyes, not your arteries. Today, I'm going to show you exactly which healthy foods fool people over 60 the most and what to eat instead. Now, before we continue, tell me your age and where you're watching from in the comments. This helps us understand who we're helping. Here's what most people get wrong. Heart healthy is not a magic word. Low fat does not always mean low risk. Whole grain does not always mean whole food. Plant-based does not always mean good for your heart. A 2023 study from Oxford Population Health found that for every 5% increase in calories from free sugars, the risk of cardiovascular disease rose by 7%, heart disease rose by 6%, and stroke rose by 10%. That means even a few healthy sweet foods each day can quietly push you in the wrong direction. And here's the other problem. A 2024 study led by Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health found that people with the highest intake of ultra-processed foods had a 17% higher risk of cardiovascular disease, a 23% higher risk of coronary heart disease, and a 9% higher risk of stroke. Not all processed foods are equal, but when a food comes in a shiny box, has a health claim on the front and a chemistry set on the back, that's when you need to slow down and look closer. I promised you 3 big foods, but I'm giving you 2 bonus traps first because they fool so many people after 60. Number 5, flavored low-fat yogurt. Most people think low-fat yogurt is a clean, smart breakfast, but actually many flavored cups are dessert-wearing gym clothes. When companies pull out fat, they often push in sugar so the food still tastes good. That is like taking one foot off the brake and slamming the gas with the other. Your taste buds smile, your blood sugar and triglycerides do not. A 2019 study involving researchers from UNSW found that flavored yogurts averaged about 11.5 grams of sugar per 100 grams, and fewer than 4% of flavored products qualified as low sugar. Think about that. A small single-serve cup can easily give you 18 to 24 grams of sugar before your day even starts. That is close to the full added sugar limit for many older adults in one snack. And if you pair it with juice or cereal, you've built a sugar stack before 9 a.m. So what should you do instead? Not sweet yogurt, but plain yogurt that you control. Buy plain Greek yogurt, not flavored. Use about 3/4 cup. Add 1/2 cup of berries, a tablespoon of chopped walnuts, and a shake of cinnamon. If you need more sweetness, add 1 teaspoon of honey, not 3. Look for at least 12 grams of protein per serving and as little added sugar as possible. If dairy bothers your stomach, use plain unsweetened kefir or plain unsweetened soy yogurt. The goal is simple. Let the sweetness come from real food, not from the factory, but wait until you see number 4. Number 4, bottled fruit drinks and green juice blends. Most people think if it says fruit, beet, green, or antioxidant on the bottle, it must be helping the heart. But actually, many of these drinks act more like liquid sugar than real produce. Why? Because chewing fruit is slow, drinking fruit is fast, and your body notices the difference. Whole fruit arrives with fiber, like a speed bump. Bottled juice often arrives like a race car. A 2024 study co-led by the University of Galway found that fruit juice drinks were linked with a 37% higher chance of bleeding stroke. And with 2 of these drinks a day, the risk tripled. Now, let me be clear, that does not mean a small glass of fresh juice once in a while is poison. It means many bottled fruit drinks and concentrate-based blends are not the health halo products they pretend to be. Some are loaded with added sugars, some are made from concentrates, and some are missing the fiber that helps your body handle the sugar load. So what do? First, stop drinking your fruit by default. Eat it, have one orange, one small apple, or 1 cup of berries instead. If you love juice, treat it like a condiment, not a beverage. Keep it to 4 to 6 ounces, not 16 or 20, and read the label carefully. If the bottle has more than 20 grams of sugar per serving, or more than 1 serving per bottle, put it back. If you want a heart-friendlier drink, try water with lemon, plain tea, or sparkling water with a splash of real citrus. Quick question. Have you ever noticed your feet swelling, your rings feeling tight, or your energy crashing after a healthy breakfast? Comment yes or no below. Number 3, plant-based deli slices and veggie burgers. Most people think plant-based means automatic heart protection. But actually, some of these products are just processed meat in a different costume. Here's the thing, the word plant-based tells you where it started, not what happened to it after the factory got done with it. Some are packed with sodium, coconut oil, starches, and flavor boosters. That matters more after 60 when blood pressure, kidney function, and fluid balance become less forgiving. Now, I want to be fair here. A 2020 study from Stanford Medicine found that when people swapped red meat for plant-based meat alternatives, their LDL, the bad cholesterol, dropped by about 10 milligrams per deciliter, and they lost about 2 pounds on average. That sounds good, and in some cases it is. But the same Stanford researchers also warned that many of these products are still highly processed and often high in saturated fat and added sodium. So the lesson is not all plant-based meats are bad. The lesson is don't assume they are heart medicine. What's the smarter move? Use plant-based meats as a bridge, not a daily crutch. If you buy a veggie burger, look for one with under 300 to 400 milligrams of sodium, under 2 grams of saturated fat, and at least 3 grams of fiber. Better yet, make the center of the meal actual plants. Try 1/2 cup of black beans on a salad, 3/4 cup of lentil soup, or a chickpea mash with olive oil and lemon. Not fake deli slices, but real beans. Not a lab-built burger every day, but whole foods that happen to be plants. Before we go further, if this is making sense so far, hit that like button. It tells me you want more videos like this. Number 2, low sodium canned soup and frozen dinners. Most people think low sodium on the front means safe for the heart, but actually many of these meals are only low compared with the original version, not low for your body. It's like saying one frying pan is cooler than another while both are still hot enough to burn you. After 60, sodium can act like a sponge. It pulls in water, raises pressure in the pipes, and makes the heart pump harder. A 2023 study conducted through UAB and Northwestern University found that just 1 week on a low sodium diet lowered systolic blood pressure by an average of 8 millimeters of mercury, and 73.4% of participants responded with a drop in pressure. That is a big deal. Why? Because many healthy canned meals still pack 500, 700, even 900 milligrams of sodium in one serving. And most containers hold more than one serving, so you think you had a light lunch, but your heart thinks you had a salt bomb. How do you fix it without cooking all day? Start with one rule. Keep single meals around 600 milligrams of sodium or less when possible. If you buy soup, choose no salt added or the lowest sodium option you can find. Pour it into a bowl, not straight from the can, so you actually see how much you're eating. Add 1 cup of frozen vegetables or 1/2 cup of no salt added beans to stretch it. If you use canned beans, rinse them under water for 20 to 30 seconds. That can wash away some of the sodium. And if frozen dinners are your backup plan, pick ones with at least 15 grams of protein, less than 600 milligrams of sodium, and vegetables you can actually recognize. I'd love to hear your story. What made you click on this video today? Share in the comments. Number 1, lean deli turkey, chicken sausage, and other better-for-you processed meats. This one shocks people the most. Most people think turkey is lighter than beef, so turkey deli meat must be heart smart. But actually, processed is the bigger issue here, not the bird. When meat is sliced, cured, salted, smoked, and preserved, your body is dealing with more than protein. It is dealing with sodium, additives, and a food structure that is far from fresh. A 2024 study led by Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health found that among ultra-processed foods, processed meats were one of the categories most strongly linked with higher heart risk. And in that same body of research, the highest intake of ultra-processed foods was tied to a 17% higher risk of cardiovascular disease and a 23% higher risk of coronary heart disease. Look, this doesn't mean one turkey sandwich ruined your life. It means if your daily pattern is deli turkey at lunch, chicken sausage at breakfast, and packaged meat snacks in the afternoon, the pattern is working against you. So what should you do instead? Not processed meat every day, but fresh protein most days. If you make a sandwich, use sliced roasted chicken you cooked yourself, low-salt tuna once in a while, mashed avocado with tomato, hummus with cucumber, or leftover salmon. If you love breakfast sausage, swap to eggs with spinach, oatmeal with walnuts, or plain Greek yogurt with berries. If you buy packaged meat, aim for under 300 milligrams of sodium per serving, no added sugar if possible, and use it as a backup, not a staple. Your heart likes food that looks like food. That is the simplest rule in this whole video. Now let's pump the brakes for a second. I'm not saying this to scare you, but you do need to be careful when making changes after 60. If you take blood pressure pills or water pills, also called diuretics, cutting sodium quickly can make you feel dizzy or weak at first. If you have kidney disease, some healthy swaps, especially salt substitutes high in potassium, can be a problem. If you take warfarin, a blood thinner, keep your leafy green intake steady instead of swinging from none to huge amounts overnight. And if you have diabetes, juice drinks and sweet yogurts can hit your blood sugar fast, even when they look harmless. When should you call your doctor? If you notice chest pressure, shortness of breath, new swelling in your legs, fast weight gain over a few days, fainting, or blood pressure readings that stay very high. Also call if you feel confused about labels, especially if you have heart failure, kidney problems, or you take several medications. Food can help you, but only when it matches your medical situations. So you're convinced but thinking, how do I actually do this? Keep it simple. Tomorrow morning, fix breakfast first. Make one bowl of plain oats or plain yogurt. Add real fruit. Add nuts or seeds. That one move cuts out two of the biggest traps right away. At lunch, replace deli meat or canned soup with something fresher just 3 days this week. Try a bean soup with no salt added broth, a tuna salad with olive oil and lemon, or leftovers from dinner. At the store, use 3 fast label checks. Added sugar under 6 grams when possible. Sodium under 140 milligrams per serving for true low sodium foods, or at least as low as you can reasonably find. Fiber at 3 grams or more if it's a grain product. And if money is tight, don't worry. Heart-friendly does not have to mean expensive. Plain store-brand oats are cheap. Plain yogurt is cheaper than the fancy cups. Frozen berries often cost less than fresh. Dry beans are one of the best bargains in the store. Eggs are still one of the simplest protein foods around. The goal is not fancy. It is fewer labels, fewer surprises, and fewer foods pretending to be healthier than they are. Look, there's a lot of noise out there. One person says fat is the problem. Another says carbs are the problem. Another says you need some miracle powder or a superfood from across the world. You don't need to overthink this. Start with just one thing. Stop buying the fake healthy version of foods you eat most often. Not flavored yogurt, but plain. Not bottled fruit drinks, but whole fruit. Not deli meat every day, but fresh protein when you can. Your body will tell you if it's working. You may notice less bloating. You may feel steadier energy. Your blood pressure may start moving in the right direction. And the best part is this, you do not have to be perfect. You just have to stop getting fooled by labels. If this helped you, hit that like button. And if you want more videos like this, make sure you're subscribed because we post new health tips every single day. Stay healthy, stay strong.